The time has come. The hour is nigh. The radio waves are ours. The players are set, scripts in hand, and all we need is you, old friend. And here you are. Welcome back to the Opulence Theater, where frankly you belong. We hope you feel the same way and don't try to claw out too quickly. So, without another moment's hesitation, we return to our gripping tale, The Valiant. The long night drags on, the moon dreamlike and hazy through the Saint Nowhere smog, casting barely enough light to see. The sullied moonbeams peek through the decrepit window of an even more decrepit motel on the far side of town, the sort of place where questions aren't asked and morals are absent from everybody's vocabulary. On the ancient bed lies a woman somewhere halfway between her two personas, Sally Baretta and the Valiant. As she comes to in the strange room, alone, she tries to remember what happened.
What's going on here? Where am I? Right. I've been shot. You'd think I'd remember that. Though I am suddenly bandaged up. Probably why I'm still alive, but how did I get here?
That would be my fault.
That would have been my first guess. It's usually your fault, isn't it?
I plead the fifth.
Thank you, Howard.
I should be thanking you. You saved my skin twice tonight between the doctor's office and the warehouse. I still owe you big.
And I intend to collect. Where's Chief Jolsen?
Ah, yes. I spoke to one of my old buddies on the force.
Can we trust him?
No idea. I didn't tell him anything important. He said they rounded up most of the crooks from the scene last night. Darville is still acting chief for the police, and there was no sign of Chief Jolsen.
That's it?
That's all we know, yes.
Why didn't we take care of that last time instead of ending on that cliffhanger?
What?
Pardon?
The point is that we're not out of the fire yet. We need to find the chief and take back the police, stop the puppet master, and save the city. That list is alarmingly longer than it was yesterday. I'll be back in a little while.
Where are you going?
Those documents I found in the mansion all lead to one place. 30 Hearthmore Place.
The Hearthmore building? That's an enormous office building in the middle of town.
It sure is. Seems like our puppet master friend has more strings to pull than we thought.
Well, what are we waiting for? We should be fighting back.
Whoa, Sally, you're in no shape to be fighting anything.
I only got shot once.
Sure.
And it was a through and through, right?
So,
no harm done.
Except for that hole in your midriff.
Details, I can...
Sally, you need to lay low for a bit.
But...
Sally, please. You only endanger yourself in our job going out like this. Rest up. We'll see how soon you can get you back on your feet.
You are impossible. I will stay here tonight, but tomorrow I am coming with you.
We'll see.
Tomorrow, Howard.
All right. Maybe.
Howard!
You're staying here, Sally.
Yes, fine. You should take this.
What is this, some kind of utility belt?
Quite right. The Valiant's utility belt. It has all sorts of tricks inside it. Just be careful with some of those items. They can be quite dangerous if used improperly.
Thank you. Now, get some rest.
Yes.
Good night, Sally. This city can survive a night without the Valiant. Let's hope I can, too.
Inspector Stoker's car roars through the night, down the darkened alleys and seedy streets of St. Nowhere, towards the center of the city. The closer he drew, the higher the buildings became, until the 4 to 5 story flatlands of the outer city disappeared and were replaced by the gleaming skyscrapers that tapered off into the clouds and smog, out from the beast's underbelly and straight for its teeth.
Golly, that is a tall building. It looks pretty well guarded, too. I have a feeling the Hearthmore building is not the kind of place a guy just waltzes into.
Of course not. That would be far too easy.
Holy hell, Sally!
Miss me?
Apparently I'm hearing things. I thought I told you to rest. How did you get in the car?
You're not hearing things, and I'm not in the car. Check the belt.
A pocket two-way radio. Now that is handy.
I usually use it to listen in on police feeds, but tonight it's my link straight to you.
I've heard of women being distant, but this...
Let's skip the puns and chauvinism, shall we?
Good plan. The entrance is guarded. I can't afford to start a row out here.
Try the third pocket on the left.
You mean all these little pellets?
No, not those. Those create a potent smoke screen. Be very careful.
Sheesh. Sorry.
The third pocket on the left.
Wow. A miniature grappling hook. I can use this to rappel up the side of the building, completely unseen.
That would be the idea, yes. Good luck, Howard.
And so Inspector Howard begins to scale the side of the building, completely unseen.
Good thing I spent that time in the Andes, otherwise I'd be woefully unprepared to scale a building.
How far up are you?
I'd say about 30 floors. The height is rather dizzying.
Time to go inside, perhaps?
I was thinking the same thing.
All right, first go into the third pouch on the left.
Okay?
You'll find something that resembles a protractor. Then go into the pocket just left of the very back middle. That's a glass cutter. Now, if you'll just rummage around for the retractable arm, you can... Did you just shoot out the window?
No. The protractor thing just sounds exactly like my gun.
There's something to be said for finesse, Howard.
I'll believe it when I see it.
I'm going quiet. Call me when you need something.
Absolutely. Coast seems clear. Let's snoop around a bit, shall we?
So Inspector Stoker looks the entire floor over, but can find nothing to do with the Well Syndicate, the Red Tail Gang, or the infamous, mysterious Puppet Master.
Rats! Nothing here at all. You think there would be some sort of evidence? Bad luck. There's no way I can search this whole building. But I don't have to if somebody else shows me the way. That guard might know a thing or two about the building.
What the?
Don't worry, sir. I don't intend to harm you. But I will if you force me to.
Why, you...
I just told you not to make this difficult, bub.
What do you want?
Is there anyone else in this building right now?
I think there's a meeting on 23 a few floors down.
That sounds promising. Would you be so kind as to take me there yourself?
I ain't doing nothing, you...
Please?
This way. 23rd floor.
Grand. Where's the meeting?
Like I'd tell you.
Thank you for your help, then. Boy, he is out cold. I'll hide him in the elevator and send him to the top floor. That should buy me a little time. Now to find that meeting.
After a little bit of lurking around, Inspector Stoker sees a light under a doorway.
That sure looks promising and dubious. Must be the place. That door looks thick, though. Sally, you still there? Sally? Sally?
There. How do you like the silence? I thought you would have at least checked in.
Yeah, sorry about that. I think I found a meeting in progress, but the door is too thick to hear through. Any ideas?
Perhaps try climbing into the ceiling vent?
That is a top-notch idea, Sally.
I know. Now just pray the vents will hold your weight.
This vent was a little harder to squeeze through than I thought it would be, but it's provided the perfect vantage point on the meeting. They have Chief Jolsen tied to a chair. Other than that, it just looks like two guys in there. That's Darville, the rat. But who is he talking to?
Mr. Darville, you have done very well.
Thank you, boss.
It seems pairing you with Mr. Tweed and Mr. Scott paid off.
Yes, in the long run, I'd say so.
So with the three of you clearly capable men on this job, how in hell did you let Stoker and that Scarlet woman escape twice?
Boss, you don't understand.
Are you telling me, the criminal mastermind that I am, that I cannot grasp your own ineptitude? I suggest you reconsider.
Yes, boss. I'm sorry, boss.
I didn't rise to be the head of the Red Tail Gang by being a sap, and I'm not going to let this inspector ruin my plans for unifying ourselves with the Wells Syndicate.
That is a big deal, boss.
It is, Darville, and we cannot afford to let it slip through our fingers.
So, when are you bringing the chief of police back into the picture?
Well, Chief Jolsen has proven very susceptible to hypnosis.
Hypnosis? So the doctor and the chief were telling the truth. They really did have their minds controlled.
I will bring her back onto the force, and with the aid of St. Nowhere's finest, I will control this city from its core to its fingertips. The gangs, the police, all under my control, and no one is the wiser. Chief, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
What do you think of Inspector Stoker and this Sally Baretta?
They are both criminals of the highest degree and must be brought to justice, dead or alive.
Right you are, Chief. I think you can untie her now, Darville. She's with us.
What a monster. I need to get out of here and round up some cops to bring this place down. Well, it seems I'm stuck in the vent. I could just wait here and use the radio to call for backup, but who has the patience for that? Here's another idea.
Inspector Stoker shifts his weight onto the vent enough to bring it crashing down into the conference room, where he finds...
All right, Darville, put your hands up, and you too. D.A. Matthew Crowley?
Damn it all, Stoker. You couldn't leave this alone, could you?
You hired me on this case.
I planted more than enough evidence to lead you away from me. You should have been tailing after loose ends in the Ailstock Manor, and with the doctor. Nothing should have led you here. You're either the best detective I've ever met or the absolute worst.
Whichever I am, I'm the guy taking you in.
Mr. Scott, Mr. Tweed, please escort our guest to the elevator, then promptly kill him.
I'm afraid I have to disagree, Mr. D.A.
Oh, then I suppose we'll have Chief Jolsen kill you right here. Louise?
It would be an honor, sir.
Well, it's been a gas, but I think I'll see myself out.
Inspector Stoker quickly reaches into the utility belt and casts several of the smoke screen pellets onto the floor, creating an impenetrable fog. Though the thugs and Chief Jolsen start shooting, Stoker is able to find his way out of the smoky room and makes a break for the elevators.
Sally, did you get all that?
Loud and clear, though part of me wishes I hadn't.
I can't believe the DA duped me.
He fooled us all, Howard.
Well, not anymore. Shall I go back for Louise?
It's far too dangerous. Get out of there, Howard.
I'm working on it. Ah, here's the elevators.
So you thought knocking me out and tossing me in the elevator would stop me from...
That is too easy. Well, look who decided to join the party. If it isn't the boys in blue, about time you lads showed up. Officer Elwood, good to see you.
I wish I could say the same, Howard.
However, whatever is the matter, Elwood?
Inspector Howard Stoker, you are under arrest for assaulting Officer Darville, kidnapping Chief Jolsen, and committing acts of illegal vigilante justice.
Wait, you don't think that...
Officer Bentley,
Yes, sir?
call back to the precinct. Tell them to double up on security. We have Inspector Stoker in custody, a.k.a. the Valiant.
How will Inspector Stoker get out of this one? What will become of our wounded hero, Sally Baretta? Where is Chief Jolsen? What was that D.A. Crowley mentioned about hypnosis? And of course, what does fate hold for the city of St. Nowhere? Only time can answer all of these questions to next time's exciting conclusion. Time, that is, and the Valiant.
Willkommen back to Gunther's Shack of Beats. I am Gunther and this is my shack. Today we have Heilige Strasse! The note under the door surprised me. I will read it. The Opulence Theater was made possible by WMFO, Sandbox Recording Studios, and the Tufts Podcast Network. The show was produced by Imogen, Browder, and Emma Wold, engineered and audio produced by Ben Stern, and written and directed by Ed Rosini. The Opulence Theater theme was composed by Cooper Katz McKim. The Opulence players were performed by Tyler Beardsley, Paxton Crystal, Christina Moore, Grace Oberhofer, Kira Patterson, and Ed Rosini, with Kenny Weitzman as the voice of the Shroud. If you want to learn more about the Opulence Theater or Wavejacked, go to www.wavejacked.wix.com/TUTV. Yeah, okay.